Hello and welcome to the ELIF module of RAWFILL e-learning tool. In this module, we'll give an introduction to the applications of the RAWFILL Enhanced Landfill Inventory Framework, also called by its acronym ELIF. Before we start the presentation of the ELIF itself, we would like to briefly present the RAWFILL objectives and the importance of having a good structure of inventory to quantify the economic value of a set of landfills and their landfill mining potentials. Nowadays, in most regions of the world, there is a change in the way people view landfills. Landfills are no longer seen as a final let-out for ultimate waste, which remains indefinitely and becomes part of the landscape, causing environmental collateral impacts as public health problems, environmental issues, and sometimes significant post-management costs. With RAWFILL, we see old landfills as an opportunity or a source of resources, as they contain tons of anthropogenic materials and energy carriers. These materials can now be recycled, revalorized, and reintroduced into the circular economy that the European Union intends to implement. Alternative secondary fuels can also be derived from waste and used to replace fossil fuels. Land, which is a precious, not renewable resource, can be reclaimed if we mine landfills. Reclaiming local materials, energy, and land is a major driver of the RAWFILL project. As secondary benefits, negative externalities regarding environment and public health will also be dramatically reduced by removing these landfills. However, most of the time, we face serious issues when we try to analyze the possibility to mine a landfill. We don't have any idea of how much suitable materials and energy can be extracted and reused from the waste mass at reasonable cost. What is the land value of the site? Which sustainable benefits can be obtained by removing the landfill regarding environment, public health, biodiversity, greenhouse gas emissions, air, soil, and water contamination? All these elements are necessary to launch a globally profitable landfill mining project or a dynamic landfill management policy if the project is not economically profitable yet. So we need more information. On one hand, we must evaluate the waste value that can be recovered. That is what we call here the yang side. On the other hand, we must have an idea of all the constraints we will have to face in order to recover this value. This is the yin side. As everywhere, a good balance between yin and yang is a major condition to succeed. On the yang side, we must quantify the resource potential within the landfill. How many tons of materials can be recovered and reintroduced in the economy? How many gigajoules of energy can be recovered and used? How many square meters of land can be reused and assigned to a land development project? Should we consider new waste deposit? How many cubic meters can be landfilled in the saved volume? All this can be ideally converted in euros without major difficulties. More difficult to monetize, there are a lot of secondary benefits resulting of the removal of the landfill regarding public health due to gas and leakage emissions and environment, including impact on biodiversity, surface and groundwater, soil quality, air quality, greenhouse gas emissions. Sometimes positive, sometimes negative. There will also be some externalities to consider regarding the landscape perception of and the landfill current use by the community. On the yin side, the project will encounter a lot of threats that must be considered as well. Administrative and legal context, technical difficulties, global economical profitability, and social acceptance. By the way, what is ELIF? ELIF is the acronym of Enhanced Landfills Inventory Framework. It has specifically been developed by the RAWFILL project to capture the essential information requested to take suitable decisions to launch a profitable landfill mining project. Landfill inventories already exist in Northwest Europe and most of them were reviewed during our benchmark study. They often list landfills based on their location. Little information regarding the related environmental issues are also included. However, they do not contain any information regarding the landfill resource potential, because landfills were generally seen as ultimate deposits lying there for eternity. The enhanced landfill inventory developed by the RAWFILL project includes, in addition to information from a conventional inventory, all suitable data for assessing the resource potential of the listed landfills. The word framework is used because ELIF is a database structure. It does not contain any data by itself. It should be filled by the inventory's users. The landfill mining option is not suitable for all landfills and mostly depends on the development of the mining market, which is related to the price of materials, energy, and land. Therefore, ELIF allows the inventory's users to choose appropriate intermediate management methods, as it is also designed for dynamic landfill management, making it more valuable and useful. Let's summarize the ELIF interest. First, ELIF is used for describing landfills not only on environmental point of view, but focus on available dormant resources in order to quantify their valorization potential for immediate or future use. Second, ELIF is the basic material of the RAWFILL decision support tool for landfill classification. It is a prerequisite for assessing feasibility and business plan of landfill mining projects. Third, ELIF supplies suitable information for dynamic landfill management decisions, including interim use. The structure of ELIF is composed of 5 main sections. The generic information about datasheet creation and maintenance, regional policies and incentives, etc. The identity card section, which includes administrative information, name, location, owner, operator, follow-up, post-management, permits. The surroundings section contains all relevant data related to the spatial location of the site, land use planning, territorial strategy, de facto use, specific risks, hydrogeological contacts, access, etc. The geometry section, where the user can find all information about the landfill, regardless the waste quality. Surface of the site, waste volume depth, related civil engineering features, etc. And last but not least, the most important waste section, dedicated to quantify and qualify the landfill waste. For the waste description, parameters can be easy to acquire by a simple on-site visit and inexpensive lab tests, such as moisture content, consistency, degradation index, temperature to assess the presence of organic matter degradation, specific odors, color, homogeneity at different scales, and composition by size fraction. All the parameters are defined in the Landfill Miner Guide and in the deliverable SWOT analysis of landfills investigation methods available on the RAWFILL website. You'll find the link below the video. Moreover, a standard description methodology is also presented. The waste composition has been standardized regarding the waste interest for valorization. Ferrous and non-ferrous metals, paper and cardboard, plastics, glass and ceramics, mineral waste. Please note that ELIF is applicable for domestic waste as well as inert or industrial hazardous waste. It is important to describe the global waste composition, but also the composition per size fraction, in order to select suitable on-site and off-site sorting methods. The resource distribution model, also called RDM, is a 3D map of the landfill built on geophysics and guided waste samples. More information regarding the RDM is available in the e-learning module Geophysics. ELIF also includes the possibility to encode the resource distribution model as a conceptual model consisting of a maximum of 5 homogeneous layers. Each layer is described in terms of geometry, history, and homogeneous physical properties. Assessing the percentage of fine materials is important as these fine materials are currently difficult to valorize. The resource distribution model is based on the fine interpretation of geophysical images and guided waste samples. It feeds ELIF with important data: landfill bottom, landfill limits, water table, and homogeneous layers of waste. For instance, in this RDM, we can see that the landfill consists of 3 distinct zones. 1. The heterogeneous waste. 2. The fly ashes. 3. The slacked lime. This approach dramatically reduces survey costs and time and supplies the ELIF datasheet with helpful information. As explained, ELIF is a database structure whose fields can be implemented in an existing database and then filled with information. During the RAWFILL project, we have also developed a ready-to-use spreadsheet that can directly be used by stakeholders managing a limited number of landfills. This tool is available on the RAWFILL website and on the link beneath. Let's use the RAWFILL ELIF2 as an example to complete the information about our first landfill. Please note that the other files from 2 to 100 are similar to this one. When you open the file, you can receive a message asking if you want to update links to external contact. You can click on Update to make sure it's up to date with the other Excel files of the directory. First, you have to activate the content of the Excel file. It's important to click on Enable Content if you want to be able to use the macro. As you can see, there are a few worksheets in the file. Each RAWFILL ELIF file contains 11 tabs. The first 8 are used to encode all suitable information to describe the landfill from an environmental to an economical perspective. The last 3 tabs are for output and processing purposes. The first worksheet is used for general description. The blue cells are the fields that you can fill out. On the right, there is the user's note cells, where you can comment the information encoded in the related ELIF field. The waste description sheet, as indicated by its name, is used to encode data about the waste present within the landfill. At first, you may not have many information, just encode what you already know or estimate based on historical documents and preliminary investigation studies, and write in the user's notes that it's still an estimation. Later, if the landfill is selected as promising for a landfill mining project and some geophysical investigation is performed on the landfill site, you can come back to this sheet with new information. There is a simplified and a detailed form for waste description. The user can select the one that fits his needs best. The environmental form is used to describe the environmental impact of the landfill in its current situation. Different aspects are taken into account. The impact of natural hazards such as flood and fire, the vulnerability of the ground and the surface water, the type of geology, the air emissions, as well as the biodiversity present on site. The social form helps to estimate the social impact of landfill removal. In addition, the land use of the site and its direct surroundings are described. The technical form is used to describe the design of the landfill and its related safety protection. Moreover, it helps to identify the technical difficulties expected in case of landfill mining. Stability parameters, as well as the presence of utilities, such as pipe to extract the biogas, are integrated in this form. The economical form contains some basic economical expectations if a project is launched. It incorporates information related to the landfill mining region policy, the cost of the landfill rehabilitation, the landfill aftercare, the potential value of the waste content, among others. In addition, information regarding the distance to transport facilities such as a train station, nearest harbour or closest highway and waste management treatment facilities are included in this form. The tab Additional Information contains other suitable administrative information that is not directly linked to the previous tabs. The RDM tabs are used to encode the RDM that can be obtained through a combination of multi-method geophysics and sample analysis. The resource distribution model allows to identify a series of zones within the landfill having similar geophysical properties. Based on the boreholes performed on the landfill site, additional information can be added to this RDM, such as the type of waste, the presence of a water table, its gas content, and the temperature. More information regarding the RDM can be found in the ELIF Miner Guide. See the link below the videos. Then we have the output sheets. The Comment Report sheet compiles the user's notes of all worksheets. The ELIF Raw Data tab contains a table summarizing all the data of the file. This table is directly imported into the RAWFILL ELIF file. It can also be imported to an existing database compatible with the ELIF structure. Finally, the last sheet can be used to import data from DST1 Sedalian. It's particularly interesting to do it when you want to update your ELIF database based on the site visit. By importing the data from the online form site visit, the ELIF field is automatically. Please note that the previous information is erased. Therefore, we strongly encourage you to regularly save your files. To import data, you just have to copy-paste the data contained in the file from the Sedalian field visit into line 8 and then click on Import Data from Sedalian. Once you have completed the files for each landfill, you can open the RAWFILL ELIF file located at the top of the folder. Like in the other files, it's possible that you have to update the links to external content. You can click on Update to make sure it's up to date with the other Excel files of the directory. The first tab, Raw Data, compiles all the information filed in the ELIF files. They can be directly exported to a database, and it can contain up to 100 landfills. The second tab, DST1 Output, converts the ELIF data into a format compatible with the DST1 Sedalian. For more information about the DST1 Sedalian, please watch the next e-learning module. We thank you for your attention and hope this information will be suitable for you. Please take a look at all other RAWFILL deliverables and do not hesitate to contact us for more information and support.